Coming up tonight on YCU, a Springfield, Vermont man is being charged with possession of child pornography. Vermont State Police are in the search of a driver of a Ford Ranger that abandoned their vehicle, crashed into a telephone pole. And we have some amazing game highlights from the Kearsarge versus Stevens boys basketball game. With more news, sports, and weather, stay tuned. It's time for YCU, your local view.
Now, your daily digest of the Dartmouth-Lake Sunapee region and central Vermont. News, sports, weather, public affairs, and all that's happening in our area. The news on YCU, your local view.
Welcome to YCU. I'm David Carmichael. A Springfield man is facing a felony charge of possession of child pornography after his horrified roommate turned him into police. Police say that the roommate found a computer disk in their shared apartment that contained videos of young children performing sex acts with adults, and at least one of the videos, an animal. 31-year-old Christopher Thoreau pleaded innocent to a single count of possession of child pornography and was released from the Windsor County Courthouse in downtown White River Junction after he signed a $5,000 unsecured appearance bond. Vermont State Police are searching for an individual involved in an automobile accident reported shortly before 6 p.m. on Tuesday. Police say they found an abandoned 1994 Ford Ranger on the Wethersfield Center Road near Jarvis Road in Wethersfield, Vermont, that had hit a utility pole. They had not been able to contact the owner of the Ranger, and witnesses gave the names of the individuals that were at the scene of the crash. The crash is still under investigation by the Vermont State Police Rockingham Division. Governor Maggie Hassan called on New Hampshire lawmakers Thursday to compete with Massachusetts by legalizing one high-end casino and included licensing fees in her two-year budget to pressure them to act. Hassan included $80 million in her budget from gambling licensing fees that lawmakers would have to replace with other revenues or spending cuts if they failed to approve gambling. The House has never passed casino legislation. The Senate has a bill to legalize video slots at one casino, but dedicates the money to highway improvements, higher education, and development in the North Country. Claiming students in Vermont, especially those living in poverty, aren't getting enough job skills they need in high school, Governor Peter Shumlin announced his plan on Thursday to re-energize Vermont's workforce. The Flexible Pathways plan will allow a junior or a senior in high school to attend up to 2 classes free of charge at any Vermont State College or other participating private institutions in the state. According to the governor, this will be financed through an $800,000 appropriation over 2 years from the general fund, but after 2 years, the state will only pay half of the bill. Local school budgets will need to cover the other half. The Vermont Senate has passed a bill freeing doctors and family members from criminal or civil liability when they attend to a terminally ill patient who decides they want to end their own life. Lieutenant Governor Phil Scott once again broke a 15-15 tie on a key vote that cleared the way for final passage of the bill dubbed physician-assisted suicide. The bill now moves to the House, where Governor Peter Shumlin says he hopes it will emerge closer to the form it originally filed in the Senate. The original bill contained more safeguards to ensure the patient requesting a lethal dose of medication was of sound mind and was not under any undue pressure. A slightly used fixer-upper property with streetscape views and dozens of sweeping rooms, classrooms that is, just became available on the market nearly 3 years after Springfield, Vermont voters decided to unload it. The Springfield School District last week placed the East School, built in 1920, on the public listing for $150,000. The anticipated move comes after town voters, by a wide margin in March of 2010, opted to demolish or sell the aging 2.5-acre property. Despite its lack of use, the freestanding, brick-laden building remains in remarkably good exterior shape, while the hallways and classroom remain generally unsoiled. Local businesses throughout New Hampshire can expect a very busy and prosperous winter vacation week, according to a report by the Institute for New Hampshire Studies. The report states that 750,000 visitors will come from out of state and spend about $115 million over the next 9-day period that starts on Saturday. Most of the out-of-state visitors heading into the state this month will be from New England and New York, as well as a small percentage from Canada and Europe. After the break, Charlie Tabor tells us about the upcoming Loppet for David's House fundraiser going on tomorrow.
The YCU News continues in a moment.